kinda like a tree. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe, and I get more ass than a toilet.
So can someone please tell me what H3H3 did to Keemstar while I was gone? Because I know they had like this big war a few months ago, but I really never looked like too much into it. Like, I'll be honest, I never really watched either of their videos. H3H3 really hates Keemstar. Like, holy shit, dude. Like, I used to think he hates me, and he definitely hates me, but I mean, there really is no comparison. Dude, he really hates Keemstar, and I don't even know why. Like, let me give you guys just a little bit of perspective, just behind the scenes, right? If you wanted to look at the commentary community as like a BR game, and you wanted to like rate everyone's performance based on how much money they made, yeah, no one wants to admit it, but H3H3 definitely took the dub. He definitely made the most money, which is kind of ironic. Anyways, though, what the fuck did Keemstar actually do to H3H3, man? Because, man, I'm still not watching his, like, 4-hour-long, like, video series on Keemstar, but he's not doing that for views or money. He's loaded. He doesn't need that shit. And, I mean, I could be wrong on this, and some people would disagree with me, but I don't think he made those videos for views either, which is really unique, man. I mean, a lot of the times when people make videos on other people, there are some, like, sincere opinions about, you know, the other person and whatnot, but usually it's under the mask of, obviously, everyone wants to get views and whatnot, right? Like, that's the main driving force. I don't think that there's that many times where someone genuinely hates another person. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think this is the case, like, 80-90% of the time. There are a few cases where someone just really hates the other person. I've definitely made a few of those videos, but not that many, you know? Like, for example, like FouseyTube and shit like that. Dude, I don't fucking hate FouseyTube. Why would I hate FouseyTube? Seriously, he made a few fake pranks. Why would I be that mad about FouseyTube? Last time I ended up streaming, I ended up hosting him. It's really not that personal, and I think that a lot of people that watch my videos think that, you know, it's way more personal, or at least some of the videos I've made have come off like it's a lot more personal than it really is, but yeah, that's not always the case. But with Keemstar and H3H3, it's definitely personal. And I don't even know why. That's what I've been trying to find out. I asked so many people, and they're like, oh, Keemstar was being rude to him on Twitter. It's like, what the fuck? Keemstar's been rude to everyone on Twitter. What the fuck did he say? What did he do that, like, made this man want... Dude, if you watch that video, I don't even think that video is so much for the viewer. I genuinely... And I haven't watched all of them. I've only seen clips. But I think that video is more for, like, the YouTube staff. I think he was straight up not even trying to cancel him. I think he was trying to get him banned. I don't even know why, too. Like, I need to find, like, a timeline or some shit, because clearly some shit went down right around the time I left or during my absence, because shit was really different when I was still here. I think they were, like, friends somewhat, and they definitely are not friends now. Like, that was not just a quick little backstab for views. He was not pulling a Leafy. That dude, they don't like each other. There's some personal shit going on. Maybe it's behind the scenes and I just don't know about it. Maybe it's just... Maybe Keemstar just fucked with him, like, it's just a bunch of small splinters, right? Just like he trolled him for so long that he just snapped. Or who knows, man. But, man... I never thought I would say this, but I think H3H3 actually hates Keemstar more than me. Maybe. Actually, no, I'm not convinced. YouTube drama is like this funny thing, dude, because it's so petty, you know, like on the surface level, right? But, man, the hype is just like unreal, right? Like, people love the idea of like, this guy ended this guy, right? Like, I remember when I quit, so many people, oh, it was this that killed Leafy. iDubbbz fucking murdered Leafy. The list goes on and on. I think people love to play into that shit, and it makes sense, you know? It's like fucking, like, it's like the Thunderdome or something like that, right? But I don't think YouTubers, like, careers are killed like that. A lot of the times when people have drama with each other, they end up both getting more views. Like, I think a lot of people look at stuff like Social Blade and they cite it as evidence, when in reality, Social Blade really isn't that accurate. If, like, one of your videos ends up getting age restricted or removed, then for that day, you get negative views, right? So if a video with, like, 8 million views gets taken down, then if you look at someone's Social Blade, it looks like they just, like, flatlined, when in reality, they're having videos removed. And, like, with the current state of YouTube, a lot of the times videos are getting removed left and right, or, like, age restricted, list goes on and on. So not only does that like fuck up the monthly views, but on top of that, it obviously fucks up like the long-term graph. Like if you look at my chart back in like 2016, it looks a lot more like dramatic than it really is, because around the time where it started like nose crashing, that was when the yellow check mark came in and YouTube started clamping down on like edgy humor. I mean, if you look at most charts, there's definitely a pattern around that time period because the algorithm changed and whatnot.
But to give her the benefit of the doubt, let's look at her stats to see if there's any signs that YouTube has been fiddling with them behind the scenes. After all, they have been caught doing similar things in the past. Firstly, let's look at a channel that we are pretty positive has been shadow banned in the past so we can compare those stats to hers. Leafy is here. In 2016, there were alleged leaked emails from higher-ups at YouTube discussing channels they didn't like that should be silenced. The most notable of these examples was Leafy. Shortly after these emails were sent out, his meteoric rise on YouTube was abruptly stopped for seemingly no reason. His views dropped by 90% in only 4 months. Now that we know what a shadow banned person's social blade looks like...
Alright, so I haven't seen anything about emails, but holy fuck, now I'm like reconsidering everything I just said. If I had to be honest though, I think it's way more transparent than people think. I do think that YouTube doesn't like certain types of content, but I don't think it's as like mysterious and like, you know, a bunch of dudes like in a back alley discussing this than most people would give YouTube credit for. I think a lot of the times they don't want like something like edgy content, so they start like taking down videos in the masses and obviously just kind of creating an environment that is a bit difficult to survive in and whatnot. And this is like, I think, added in with just like algorithm changes that kind of target like groups of content, but obviously like no one knows. This is just like my opinion on it. I know this isn't the exciting or fucking dramatic approach, but I think with so many people putting so much emphasis on like reputation and stuff like that, not enough people put emphasis on the fact that, I mean, you're talking about the influx of like millions and millions of people on a video sharing website where tons of people can upload anything they want. Where people go and what type of content they actually watch, I think is way more like algorithm based than like reputation based. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there might be like an element of it. I might just be like autistic or something, but I think that, you know, which videos actually show up in viewers recommended, you know, box or whatever you want to call it, is obviously a huge deal and a bigger deciding factor than negative videos being uploaded on different channels and stuff like that. Like, this is definitely another unpopular opinion, but okay, I feel like most people would agree that the most extreme case of this is definitely Basherverse and Keemstar. Just in case you don't know what happened, Keemstar came out with information that Basherverse was apparently like a pedophile or something like that, and he was a Minecraft YouTuber. He ended up having like a mental breakdown, and then he ended up quitting. I'd put a good amount of money down. I mean, not an absurd amount of money, but I would put some money down that I think that if Basherverse never got exposed by Keemstar, Basherverse in the end would have gotten less overall views. I was like deep in the Minecraft community because I had my own Minecraft server around the time where Basherverse got exposed. The Minecraft community was fucking dying. It was nosediving right into the ground. I know it's easy to look at things in hindsight and be like, oh, if he never responded, then this would have happened, right? Oh, all he had to do was do this and the outcome would have been completely different. If he would have just made the first video where he gives his side of the story and then he never made, you know, had the mental breakdown, then I think it would have been good. But no one really knows at the end of the day. For all we know, if he would have just made his one video and didn't have the mental breakdown where he ended up saying, you know, he was quitting, there could have been people that said, why didn't he explain more? I mean, these are some serious allegations made like against him. He should have went into more detail. Or if he never even got in the drama in the first place, he could have just like slowly dwindled off like most of the other Minecraft YouTubers. I mean, look at their channels today, they're not doing that good. I think it's pretty obvious to say that Keemstar had an effect on him deciding to not upload. I mean, he made a video screaming at the camera like, you know, I think he was like implying he was gonna fucking kill himself. So obviously there's that element, but I don't really care about like the emotional element. I'm just talking about, if you look at the entire situation on paper, I think that he would have roughly ended up in the same place regardless. And I know that sounds like a little bit cold, but whatever, man. You want me to sit here and rant about the fucking emotional waves of being a YouTuber? It's not that emotional, man. You make videos, some people watch it, some people don't. I mean, it's really all it is. I don't think that there's that much of a conflict in interest. Anyways, though, you guys like the last video where it's just kind of unfiltered? I actually don't mind making some of these videos. I get to talk about some of the stuff I don't mind talking about, but I'm gonna go get some food. I appreciate all the support, and yeah. Good luck, everybody. Peace.
I would love to see Leafy come back